Hello, welcome back to the FX Championship 2027 Season 5 here in Great Britain for the British Grand Prix. And if you haven't watched the last episode, oh my, you have missed out, because that one, well, we had an unexpected winner, let me just say. So I guarantee you to go watch the last episode, because that one was absolutely crazy. But we're here in the beautiful Silverstone, and this one is going to be an amazing track. It's a lovely track. You saw on Motorsport, one of the best historic tracks on the Formula 1 calendar, on the F2 and F3 calendar, and now FX is taking its time here for the 5th time for the British Grand Prix. And I hope you enjoy this one, because it consists in a total of 18 corners, famous corners. It's a brilliant track to race on, and it has 2 DRS zones. So I really hope you guys are excited for this one. And let's take a quick look at what does the championship order look like following the last race in Austria. And as I said, Sawyer and Connor, they're still leading the way the championship, and Motorsport still have that decent gap, but other teams are starting to catch a down. You really have kind of realised, ladies and gentlemen, that we are seeing some different race winners from Monaco onwards. I'm going to see that continue throughout the second half of the season. Well, we're going to find out. Because Sawyer and Connor, as I said, lead the way with Maya in 3rd. Then we have Yara. Then we have Rai, Elijah in 6th, with Ethan 7th, Brinley 8th, with Parker 9th, Solange 10th, with Biggie in 11th. Then we have Megan in 12th, Jackson in 13th. Then we have Branson 14th, Noah, Jordan, Shiloh, Maddie, Mike, and Sailor side. So that is your championship order, and I gotta say, as I said before, last race was absolutely insane, and I must say, there are some very big losers and big winners, but it's a new race. It's a new race, and let's see what we will expect here in Great Britain, because I know there will be a lot of chaos. So let's get into the grid for the British Grand Prix. So here it is, and it is Brinley now on pole position for Lux Post Racing, with Jackson starting in 2nd. That's interesting, with Yaya, who will be starting third. Jordan, she will start in 4th place. With Noah, he'll start in 5th, and we have Megan starting 6th place, and then behind us it will be Mike started in 7th. Your champion leader Sawyer started 8th in front of Motorsport, still struggling qualifying pace, with Rame starting in 9th place. Elijah was lined up the field in 10th, and then we have Ethan starting 11th. Those got performance mistakes, so you've got a lot of work to do, as Maddie starting 12th. Connor will start 13th. Yet again, another series of bad qualifying pace for Connor. Shallow 14th with Parker, started in 15th, with the last started in 16th. Then Maya, horrible point for her, starting 17th, with Branson starting in 18th, and then Sadis start in 19th. And finally, Biggie, big surprise, starting outside the top 10, so starting in last. So yeah, Biggie, what happened to him? I expect Branson still to be at the back of the field, because that car, they got a lot of work to do. But yeah, that's again, Connor, I don't know what's going on with Connor, but he's really struggling to get some qualifying pace. Can he improve? Let's see. As now it's time for the British Grand Prix. It's Lux Post Racing up ahead at front. Can they get another win on their name? Let's see, because the 5 red lights are up on your screens. And it's the lights out, and away we go, and running off the line pretty well. Jackson's going to try to get turn set on the inside, but they're in fight. Brilly's teaming Yard to try and get the move done. At the end for the next 2 corners, can Yard switch to the outside and get the move done? No, she can't. Brilly just stays ahead, and Noah got himself into P3. So a great stop from Noah. Terrible stop from Jackson as he lost the position, and now he's fighting with Noah, and he's fighting with the Lux Post Racing cars, going for the lead. I must say, as we head into turn 6, into turn 7, you can see Jackson and Jackson and Brinley side having a fight out on turn 8, and we're coming up into Cobb's corner for the first time in this race. Brinley leads the way as we head into Baggins and Vegas, ahead of Jackson in 2nd, Yara in 3rd, Noah, who thought he was in 2nd, down to P4. So, oh my goodness, we had a very, very tipsy-turvy start to this race, especially for Jackson. He dropped down to P4, but he managed to reclaim some spots back up into P2. So yeah, his starting positions. As we're watching now, Jordan having a little go on Noah right now. Noah is struggling, I must say, to get those soft commentators up to life as Briley rounds the final corner to end lap 1 out of 18 here in Silverstone. Yara just got, I thought Yara just got past Jackson, but she didn't. She's staying in third place, and the DRS is now enabled as now Megan is looking for a move on Jordan right now, trying to send her around the outside of turn 5. Can she get the big done? No, she can't. As you can see, they're still going alongside each other. Jordan switched to the inside, I must say, tried to block Megan. Not an hour to get me done, but yeah, it worked out. He paid off Megan down to P5, probably, as she's making more positions. I think up the field. Sawyer, your championship leader, he did not have a good start either, down to P10, and Safe for Connor down to P14. So what happened to Infraction Motorsport? They're having a horrible start to this race. They don't seem to have any pace, I must say. So yeah, the performance of Infraction Motorsport definitely have fallen off the cliff, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. After a very, very strong start to the season, it's starting to come a little bit apart, I must say. We're starting to see a little bit of cracks within the team, and that's allowing for Lux Force Racing, because this is great news for them for the Constructors' Championship, because they're going to close in on Infraction Motorsport in a rapid of knots. So yeah, do not count the likes of Brindley or Yara out of this championship. They're in this fight for the championship, and that is what we want to see in FX going into the next season on FA Season 6. As we're watching now, Jordan in 4th place now, trying to chase down the likes of Yara, but Yara, I must say, Yara has a quicker car than Jordan's for blaze velocity, as now she is under pressure by Noah, who's sitting down at P5. And Noah, he had an awful Austria Grand Prix. Remember, he made an absolute embarrassing mistake. Actually, his team made an embarrassing mistake of not pitting onto the intermediates, which cost him the win to get his first win of the season. And that race actually was the race that could change everything in his career in FX after a horrible start to the season. But Noah, he's still in the fight. It's looking like he has found the performance that he needs to fight for wins and fight the podiums. But unfortunately, he was just super unlucky last time out in Austria. Is today going to be a day? Can he get revenge? Can he recover the positions that he lost out in Austria? We'll have to find out, because yeah, you do not want to count any of the drivers. Anyone is in play, because Brindley, she's only leading by only 7/10 of a second. Yara's a 2 seconds, probably 1 second behind. As someone went wide. That must be Salish, I must say. It looked like Parker and Salish had a really aggressive battle, I must say. And unfortunately, Salish got forced wide by Parker. So that's not good news for her. She's going to try and get the move done back on Parker. Can she get it done? No, she can't. As we head now into the corners of turn 4 into turn 5, Salish to the inside, and Salish got the move done, but Parker's not going to give this one up as we head up into turn 6. She will have the inside as she slingshot away past the likes of Salish, and Parker stays in 12th place. And that was the DRS zone, I must say, the first DRS zone of the track, as he skips on that place onto lap 5. And here comes Megan making a move on Noah to the inside. Megan goes, can she get the move done? Noah's going to try and find this one back as we head round turn 7 into turn 8, now into top corner. Now what can Megan do? Does she have the momentum? It doesn't look so. It looks like that Noah's got that move done as we head into Cops corner. The long, fast right-hander coming up into Maggots and Beckers. Maybe Megan can close back in on Noah, and maybe she get good momentum out of turn 14, which is here. Then maybe she will get the move done. As you can see, we're already seeing some drivers coming into the pit. So most drivers, I must say, on the sauce. The top 4 drivers in the race, I must say, they are on the sauce. And Mike, Sawyer, Salish, Parker, Elijah, all on the mediums. And now we see some pitters. Jordan is in the pit. She's in the pit, as well as Ethan. And let me just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that Noah, Connor, and Solange, they're all pitted as well. But the big talking point is Noah. He has got a track limits warning, I must say. So you don't want to do that another 2 times. As Solange, she's on the threat of getting a penalty as well, as Noah let me tell you, he's on another set of soft compound tyres. So that's interesting. Let's see how that will pay off. So I guarantee you that Noah needs to come in for another stop. Is he going for a 2-stop? It's looking like he might go for 2, possibly a 3-stop in this race. Right, Brindley still leading the way. Jackson in second place. You can see Yaya is right behind Jackson. Jackson has literally fallen off the pace of Brindley, who's 2 seconds ahead, and now Yaya may have favoured an opportunity, maybe not, because look at the state of her tyres. She is losing grip, she's losing pace as well. So yeah, your top 3 drivers may need to come into the pit sooner rather than later. But which of the Lux Post Racing cars is gonna come in? That is a big question. As Aiden Jackson, he's looking pretty good, I must say. It's looking like Phoenix Edge Racing has finally overcome their struggles over the last few races. This might be the race that he could get some good points, and a race for Jackson to get his first win in the FX Season 5 Series. Can he do it? Well, let's find out, because he's in a great position if he gets his strategy correct. I don't think we're expecting rain for this race, but only time can tell. We don't know what the weather will be doing, so we gotta watch our eyes in the sky and see if there's gonna be any threat of rain for this race. And you can see that Soy just came out of the pit, just pitted for the mediums, and just got overtaken by Connor, and nearly got overtaken by Solange. And that's not what you really want to be in a situation like that. So yeah, for Sawyer, that's not good news for him. He just managed to defend against Solange, and now he can chase down his teammate, who is really falling off the cliff, I must say, Connor. But let's see, as where's Maya? Maya's down in 9th place, and remember, she started the race in right at the back of the field. I think it's P17 for Maya, so she had an awful qualifying, and she's down in P9. So what can Maya do to try and finish in the top 10? Let's see when she make her first pit stop, because I don't think she pitted make her first stop yet in this race, as Noah is chasing down Maddie for P10, the points paying position, as we will see as they head into the final few corners. Turn 15 coming up now into turn 16, as now we're flicking through the drive, see if there's any other fights, as now Brindley and Jackson, they're both in the pits. So Brindley, who's leading the race, is in, and her nearest rival for the win is also in, and Brindley gone for the sauce. Jackson also gone for the sauce. Where are these two going to filter out? They're going to be just ahead of Ethan. Ethan is giving Brindley a lot of pressure here, and Brindley just managed to squeeze ahead of Ethan. That's good news for her, bad news for Jackson, because he needs to get past Ethan very quickly if you want any chance of winning this race. And do not count Noah. Noah's ahead of Brindley. So Brindley and Jackson lost time after going a bit longer on the sauce than usual, as Yaya, I believe, is down there at the back of the field, possibly as well, down there in P8. Wait, Yaya's ahead. Yaya's ahead of Brindley and Jackson. So yeah, whatever strategy Brindley and Jackson tried to do, tried to go long on the sauce, it didn't pay off. And for Yaya, it did. Okay, wow. So Yaya's in a great position of winning this race, but do not count out Noah, and do not count out Jordan, because she is effectively the race leader of this race, because she pitted earlier than anyone else, Jordan and Parker. So yeah, Jordan's in a great position to win this one lap 11, after watching a really tight fight going on between the likes of Yaya and the likes of Maya as well, I believe, who just come into the pits to get rid of those sauce compound tyres. She's been in the sauce for 10 laps. I'm not surprised, but she's going to drop all the way to the back of the field. And what she's going to go on, let's see, maybe another set of soft compound tyres. But let's see when she comes into pits. No, it's mediums, and I'm not surprised that she's going for the mediums. I think she's going to go for the mediums to the end of the race. But look at Brindley. She's not playing around. She needs to get past these two drivers quickly as ever. And so you can see there, unfortunately, the likes of Maddie and Branson are having a big squabble for P5. It's not helping Brindley. She's losing time, and that's allowed Jackson to pick up the paces and get by the likes of Brindley. This is incredible stuff from Jackson, as now he can chase down the likes of Maddie. This is not going to the hands of Brindley or for Lux Post Racing. I think Jackson is in the driving seat. He's absolutely in the driving seat, because here he comes to the inside. Jackson goes, and he got the move done. Jackson up into P5, and now his next opponent is Elijah, who's sitting in P4, who has not yet to pit. Mike, he needs to pit as well, because obviously he's not in play for this race win. But Jordan and Noah, are these softs going to make it to the end? That is the big question, because Jackson, he's looking really, really quick, and he's flying along. As there goes Briley, trying to get past Matty. Matty's going to try and fight this one, but Briley with the softs should be able to get past Matty with the fresh soft compound tires on her boots. And so like Briley got to be done, or did she? Because Matty's going to try and fight this one back, and Matty's still all the way back. I'm into P3, fighting with Jackson. Now she's fighting with Briley. These speed drivers are absolutely giving her everything. Matty, Briley, side by side, coming up into Cops corner, through Cops to the inside. Briley goes, and Briley just managed on the position, but Matty, she's still not giving up. There's a decision, not just yet, ladies and gentlemen, but I just feel like Briley just managed to hold her line, and now Jackson has caught up to the back of Noah. Noah is under pressure. Noah's going to get past. Noah is going to be down to P3. Jackson back up into P2, and now it's a 7-second gap between him and Jordan, but now it's not going to give us up, and they made contact. Jackson and Noah, they both made contact round the final corner lap. They didn't cross, thank goodness, but for Jackson, he needs to get past Noah very, very quickly. Noah's not giving us up. Absolutely, no, but Jackson, he should get the move done, and he does get the move done. Wow, Noah, he really gave Jackson a fight, and that come a little bit scary for those two drivers, because they didn't crash down. They made contact round the final corner, and now Noah needs to watch his mirrors, because now Briley is right at the back of him. Noah, he tried to keep Jackson for a very long time. Briley tried it as well, but she backed off because she knows she doesn't want to do the risk into Cops corner, and she just has to stay put in P4 for now. But by the way, Jordan is absolutely flying ahead. She is 8 seconds ahead of Jackson. Can Jackson get past Jordan, or did Jordan make the right call? Can her sauce make it to the end? That is the big question, ladies and gentlemen, as we're watching this fight for P3. Here comes Briley to the inside of Noah, and Briley got the move done, and that's another teammate to try and do the same move, and both Lovepost racing cars are through. That's a great move for those two, and now the fight is on. They need to catch Jackson. No matter what the clock says, they need to catch him if they want any chance of winning this race, as Jordan has come into the pits. I must say, that strategy, that watching cars for Blaze Velocity, I don't think it's going to work out for them. And unfortunately for Jordan, that's a race done, and she's going to be dropping all the way to the back of the field. That's a shame for her, because I believe that she was in play. I believe she was in play for that race win, but unfortunately it's not going to work out. But now Jackson is leading the way. I just feel like, does Lovepost Racing have the pace to catch Jackson? That's the big question. And even if they can't catch Jackson, this would be a great result for both drivers, as they were closed in on Infraction Motorsport, not just in the Constructors Championship, but in the Drivers' Championship. That is how things are going to get really, really close as we watch this massive train of cars trying to get past Noah. Yes, Noah is still on these worn out saws. Oh my goodness, Mike literally went into the back of Megan. Oh my goodness, that could end really bad for those two drivers. How did they not crash? I have no idea, but things are getting a little bit crazy here, ladies and gentlemen, because now Riley is leading the pack, and Noah is trying everything in his power to try to defend it. There's no contact. Riley and Mike now both made contact. That's 2 incidents Mike has been involved in another lap. This is crazy stuff. He needs to be careful, let me tell you. Otherwise, he's going to get a penalty, and you do not want to get a penalty. Not if you're stuck in this train of cars fighting for P6. Oh dear, Mike. But yeah, luckily he doesn't have front wing damage, nor does Riley, but my goodness. this is getting insane, and I really hope these guys will keep it clean, because this is getting crazy. We're on the penultimate lap of this race. Lux Plus Racing don't seem like they're catching Jackson. I think Jackson may have done it here for the likes of Phoenix Edge Racing, and for a win for him, that would be absolute all, I must say, for Jackson. I think he definitely deserves it, because the last 3 races, it was tough for him. Not just for him, but it was tough for Megan. But from Megan's side of things, yeah, it's not looking good for her. She's down in P16, but I'm sure that she will come back stronger next time out. As you're watching now, Mike having a fight with Connor, who is really struggling in this race. He's really trying his hardest to try and get into the points, but I just feel like that car just doesn't have the performance I used to at the start of this season. And as for Connor, you might need to watch his backs, because I just feel like Lux Plus Racing are going to close in on them in the Drivers and the Constructors Championship as we're on the final lap of this race. Jackson, I think he really got this race win in his hands right now. Got his first race win in his FX Season 5 career. Bruni and Yaya, I feel like they have to settle for P2 or P2 and 3, unless we might see a fight between those two, because they're looking pretty close. They're looking pretty close, I must say, as we're watching Connor having a fight with Jordan. Jordan getting into the points. Wow. She has so much pace in that car, because she's on fresh mediums, and Connor, he's on 11 lap old hard. So I'm not really surprised, and he's doing everything he can to try and defend against Jordan. But our eyes turn to Jackson. My. Look at the state of this sauce. His sauce are absolutely done, but it looked like Bruni and Yaya, they tried anything to try and catch to Jackson, but it's no use. Jackson, it's going to mean a whole world for him, because it is his home race here in Silverstone, and what a way to win it in Silverstone. As he round the final corner, Jackson wins the British Grand Prix, his first win of the season, and his home race. That is gonna be absolutely amazing for him and his team. After all the struggles and all the pain, this will definitely give them the confidence and the ground to build from, as Bruni and Yaya have to settle for second and third, and Sawyer, 4th, your chapter leader, finished 4th. Wow, insanity stuff. So, here are the results, ladies and gentlemen, after an incredible British Grand Prix, and it's Aiden Jackson getting his first win of the season, and not only that, it's his home race, so congratulations to him. He definitely deserves it. Bruni and Yaya, 2nd and 3rd with Sawyer. Wow, P4, well done for your champion leader to recover some position. That's what he needs to do if his car is not up there with the others. As Maddie, 5th place, Parker, Jordan, Mike, Connor, Maya, Varai, Branson, Ethan, Elijah, Megan, Saif, Biggie, Salash, Noah, and Shiloh. And I gotta say, congratulations to Maya to get into the points at least after starting with P17. You gotta be happy with that, because she's in a train of cars, I must say, fighting for position, and she managed to finish in P10. Connor, he managed to finish in the points as well, P9, so he gotta be happy with that. But again, it's not really good enough for him. He's really started to struggle, and let's see how that will turn out in the championship, because my guy, things have changed. Yep, Sawyer, he has extended his lead only by 20 points, but Yaya has taken that 2nd spot in the championship away from Connor, so it's not a 1-2 anymore. So Yaya 2nd, Connor 3rd, Brinley moved up into 4th, only 1 point behind Connor, and this is where it gets interesting. Maya 5th, only 2 points behind. Rarai 10 points behind, with Elijah 7th, Parker, Ethan, Jackson, Salash, Biggie, Megan, Branson, Maddie, Jordan, Noah, Mike, and then Shiloh and Sailors. My goodness, the top 5 is looking really, really close. And not only that, Lux Plus Racing, they're closing on in front of its spot, 21 points behind. So yeah, things are getting interesting with Road Rush, Fizz A, Diamond Nitro, Blaze, Hero Force, Titan Racing, Midnight Apex, and Solar Vortex. That is the championship order, and that's how we conclude this episode. Thank you all for watching. The championship is heating up. What will happen next time when FX returns? Bye bye and good night.